Greetings, fellow book lovers. It's time for another edition of Shelf Life Book Reviews Online, where I present to you, the faithful reader, a book that I highly recommend. But first of all, I'm going to make a comment. Over my past couple of months, I've drawn attention to my left eye that is bothering me. It was spasming, twitching, and I had a injection last week in it, or around it, a Botox injection, 7 spots in my eye, and now I notice it's not really blinking like the other one. So like it stopped it from spasming and everything, but now I'm not blinking. So I just drawing that to your attention, that if you're watching and say, what's going on with him? Well, I'm sorry, I can't help it. But anyways, it's all about the book. It's not about my eye. Now the book today is very highly recommended, as I noted. It is The Future Was Now, Madmen, Mavericks, and the Epic Sci-Fi Summer of 1982 by Chris Nashawaty. This is published by Flatiron. It retails for $39.99 in Canada, and it's 292 pages. Summer blockbusters have become the norm recently in movies, but back in the day, in the 70s and 80s, they weren't quite as high profile as they are today. But it was Jaws in the summer of 1975 that really started the let's go to the box office in the summer trend. And then Star Wars in 1977, well, that got people to the theater as well during the summer. But now the author he does a very deep dive into 1982 and the 8 films that came out that really defined that summer and changed what we thought about summer viewing habits. The 8 movies were E.T. the Extra-Terrestrial, TRON, Blade Runner, Poltergeist, The Thing, Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, The Thing, and CONAN the Barbarian. Oh, and Mad Max too, sorry. But there were issues that summer with getting a lot of the films done. Budgets back in the early 80s were not the same as what they are today. Of course, there's $200 million budgets. Well, back then, $2 million or $3 million was considered a lot. A lot of movies almost never did get made. Now, when E.T. the Extra-Terrestrial was being bandied about, a lot of networks or studios, movie studios, turned it down because they thought it was stupid. Well, guess what happened? It became, at the time, the highest grossing movie of all time. It surpassed Star Wars, and it really set the bar very high for entertainment and for blockbusters. Also that summer, Steven Spielberg, who was behind E.T., he was also behind Poltergeist. He was one of the producers, and he was sort of in competition with himself, but he focused mainly on E.T., but he did go to Poltergeist almost every day to oversee it. So it was very interesting. And early in the summer, 2 movies that came out the earliest, The Thing and Mad Max, really stumbled out of the summer blockbuster starting gate. And there were a lot of things behind the scenes, actors who they didn't want, storylines they didn't like. So Chris Nashawaty has done an amazing job of going into behind the scenes, what producers, directors, studios experienced, and also actors. There were a lot of actors that they were going to get in certain movies that they didn't want. Now, Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, there was much controversy because it was rumored that they were going to kill off Mr. Spock. And that was unheard of. And as soon as people heard about that, the studio sort of thought, no, we can't do that. He's part of the franchise. And so there was great publicity, which, publicity always helps because people were curious as to what was going on. And when they also picked Ricardo Montalban as Khan, they thought he was great on Fantasy Island, but an older man who was almost 60 years old, like, how can he look menacing? Well, they said when he got his shirt off that he had a real ripped body for a 60-year-old man, and they said he really played the part well. So it's the little things like that that make this book so entertaining, so informative. So if you're a movie lover and you remember the summer of 1982, or you weren't around in 1982, you will still find this book very fascinating. So highly, highly recommended. Go to your bookstore, grab it, and you'll enjoy every single page. So that's a book I wanted to draw to your attention. Hopefully you did find it informative, and if you do purchase it and agree with my review, please let me know. And if you like my channel, please subscribe to it. There's lots more reviews to come. So thank you. I will be back again with another book review very soon. Until then, stay safe, stay sane, stay in touch, and I will see you at the bookstore. Bye for now.